Strange New Worlds confirms a fan-favorite Star Trek couple is back in Season 3, but one is engaged. The third season of Star Trek, Strange New Worlds, is warping into new emotional territory, and fans of the show's slow-burn romance are in for a surprise and maybe a little heartbreak. That's right. The teaser trailer and early footage confirm that fan-favorite couple Lon Noonien Singh and James T. Kirk are sharing screen time once again in Season 3. But there's a twist. Kirk is engaged. Yes, engaged. And that's about to add a whole new layer of emotional complexity to one of Star Trek's most intriguing modern pairings. For viewers who have followed Strange New Worlds from the start, the chemistry between Lon and Kirk has been a slow-building undercurrent rather than an overt romance. Their most intense connection came during the time travel episode Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, when Lon was stranded in an alternate timeline with a version of Kirk from a reality where he wasn't the captain of the Enterprise. What followed was a tender, unexpected, and tragic romance, one that ended with Lon forced to let go of that Kirk to preserve the timeline. But Season 3 doesn't seem ready to let the emotional fallout rest. The trailer showcases Kirk, this time the real timeline's version, serving aboard the Farragut, still full of confidence and charm. And Lon? Her subtle glances and loaded silences say more than words. The tension is still there, but now Kirk's finger bears a ring, and the identity of his fiancée remains a mystery for now. Is it a woman from canon like Carol Marcus? Or someone entirely new? This twist adds depth to what could have easily been just a one-off emotional detour. Instead, Strange New Worlds is committing to continuity and emotional realism. Lon remembers everything about the version of Kirk she fell in love with, and now she must navigate that history while working alongside a man who, technically, she never actually had a relationship with. It's a heartbreak only science fiction can deliver, and only Star Trek could make so poignantly human. The brilliance of this romantic subplot lies in the fact that it never detracts from either character's strength or purpose. Lon remains the ship's no-nonsense chief of security, a woman defined by resilience, intellect, and a haunted past linked to her infamous family name. Kirk, meanwhile, is stepping into the legacy fans know awaits him, but he's not quite there yet. He's still learning, still growing, and still charming as ever. Fans have already begun dissecting every frame of the trailer, especially one quiet moment in a corridor where Lon and Kirk cross paths. There's a beat too long, a look too charged, and a silence that speaks volumes. And then there's the ring, a gleaming symbol of what could have been and what now can't be. But if there's one thing Strange New Worlds has consistently done well, it's subverting expectations. Just because Kirk is engaged doesn't mean his relationship is forever. Star Trek history tells us he's had a few fiancés, flings, and heartbreaks along the way. Could this engagement be a short-lived subplot that ultimately reopens the door for Lon and Kirk? Or will the series boldly stick to its guns and keep their connection unresolved? Either way, this story arc is shaping up to be one of the season's emotional anchors. It's a far cry from the episodic, purely procedural adventures of old Trek. Here, character continuity matters. Emotional scars linger. And time-traveling kisses leave imprints on the heart, even when the timelines don't. Importantly, Strange New Worlds isn't turning Lon into the stereotypical pining love interest. Her story isn't being reduced to romance. Rather, this subplot is serving as a prism to explore her deeper emotional growth, how she handles loss, connection, vulnerability, and the uncomfortable realization that sometimes the universe doesn't give you the ending you hoped for. The potential also exists for a beautiful friendship to blossom between this Kirk and Lon. After all, Star Trek is ultimately about connection in all its forms. Romantic, platonic, familial, or adversarial, the franchise has always used space as a metaphor for the human condition. And maybe, just maybe, Lon and Kirk are destined not for love, but for something equally meaningful: mutual respect, unspoken understanding, and a bond forged across timelines. Still, for fans who remember that alternate timeline kiss, who saw Lon finally let her guard down, and who watched her try to this pairing, complicated as it may be, is